People, all right, welcome back. It's now, of course, time for us to check in on a mic check. We're about to head into our Monday morning mic check. You see, poet and author Maya Angelou. I know why the caged bird sings.
That's right. Phenomenal woman.
Phenomenally.
Phenomenally.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, she wrote that bitterness is like cancer. It eats the host. But anger burns it all clean. And today we're unpacking it. Well, is anger really a bad thing, or can it actually be healthy? Check this out.
Bitterness is like cancer. It eats upon the host. Anger is healthy, I think. I think anger is like fire. It burns out all the dross and all the stuff. And I think it's wise to show it, to be opposed to injustice at all times for anybody. I think that's wise. As soon as I feel myself insulted, the person who has insulted me is the second to know. As soon as I know, I say, hey, stop. Just a minute. Come here. I beg your pardon. You won't do that to me. That is your affair. Don't put that poison on me. I will not have it. So that's much healthier. And fortunately, it is creative. And that thing which is creative has a productive result.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting take there. And Maya Angelou is one of my women, one of the women that I look up to, love her voice, her cadence, you know, phenomenal woman. Her poetry is just absolutely amazing. And especially a black woman in her time to have those thoughts and be able to express them and articulate them in the way that she did is something that is quite admirable.
Indeed.
But regarding what she just said about bitter and anger, so for example, I think anger has its place, right? But it has to be controlled and managed properly, because otherwise it can just burn down the whole place. You heard you mention about, you know, anger burns and clears it all. But if you're not careful, you can cause an entire forest fire, and you don't want that. But I do take the point that anger can sometimes fuel you, you know? It's like somebody did you something or something happened to you in life, and the anger that you feel in that moment fuels you to be better or to make a change or to do something, you know, that will help others or help yourself. You know what I mean? Some of us, we're successful because, you know, it's like haters are your motivation. You know what I mean? Like me, I say, yeah, man, right.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think when you're a bit docile, I mean, that has its place too, but you just kind of just go on. And I find too that when you're very passionate, right? I'm very passionate. And so sometimes even when I speak, right, it may come off like I'm angry. I'm not angry, but I'm very passionate about something.
I get that, like, I'll say something and I spoke passionately, and then you'll hear a report of it that, you know, Dennis went on bad, or Dennis, and I'm like, no, I didn't. Yeah. I mean, I was emotive, but I wasn't even angry. Yeah. I was just all passionate, in, you know. Yeah. But I mean, hey, what I would say is that anger is a legitimate emotional reaction, right? That we need to learn what to do with. Yeah. We need to learn what to do with it. And unresolved anger or anguish or disappointment, if you allow it to fester, it can turn into bitterness. Now, the truth is that bitterness is a thing that we have to understand. I've always said all my life, I believe that we should be emotionally precise. So emotion is abstract, so it's easy for you to not be precise. So you're vague. You know, Jamaicans are well known to say, I feel away.
But what is away?
What is away? That is to me as imprecise emotionally as you can possibly be.
Right.
But let's be more specific.
Yes.
Do you feel sad?
But stick up in Dennis, a lot of us weren't grown or raised or even socialized
and that's
to tap into those emotions.
And that's I believe.
And so
you
that's
need
why
to know.
we just
Like,
blanket everything.
Like,
but feel away.
Like,
but what is away?
Yeah, like with my son, you'll take away the tablet, and I see him going in one corner. I'm going and I say, hey, what's going on? How do you feel right now? Are you sad? Jackson look at me. No, I'm angry because you told me to put down the tablet.
Yes.
Now I can't say, so we're angry for, you angry in my house? No, because I'm encouraging him
To express his
to
emotions.
be emotionally honest.
Yes.
But I've always maintained that you need to be emotionally responsible.
Absolutely.
So yes, you're
free.
angry, but you're not free to be
Mash up the
angry
place.
and mash up the place and throw a tantrum.
Yes.
Because that's emotionally irresponsible.
Yeah.
And I also believe that, like, okay, I'm angry, and I will tell myself I'm going to be angry about this, because anger is a legitimate emotional response in this moment, or I'm sad, I'm down about this, and I'm giving myself for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And
But
you give yourself permission too, because sometimes people act like...
I literally tell myself, I'm giving myself till 9 o'clock to be upset. After 9 o'clock, me done, you know.
Some people, and this is as you talk about it festering, sometimes you're angry about something, but because that you're angry over, or make that slide, man, or be the bigger person. Sometimes you have those things and they build up and build up.
Yeah.
And when you don't address the issue, it comes back to haunt you and it causes catastrophic results because you didn't talk about
exactly.
it. You know?
And then you realize, why is it that I've become paralyzed in this area? You don't realize that that is where the cancer has set in.
Yeah.
You know?
I say don't become bitter, become better, right?
Absolutely.
And even if you're going to be bitter about a situation, because again, there are certain things that happen to us that really has, you know, left a bitter taste in your mouth.
Yes.
And rightly so.
And that's why I'm saying it's a legitimate feeling, a legitimate response. So you're working on the job, and them say, Khadine, we want you to mentor this
Dennis,
person. And then you mentor me for 6 months, a year, and then when
you
the
hire the
promotion
person
comes
over
up,
me.
you're going to feel a sense of bitterness because, like, how could they do that?
Right, like I'm bitter at Daniel's phone.
Yeah.
Yes, bitter.
But then afterwards, like, okay, how long? All right, I'm gonna feel this way for 5 minutes, or I'm gonna feel this way for
a day.
But guess what? When you acknowledge that that's how you feel, and you give yourself like a time limit, literally, then, like, because, like, realistically, how long you gonna feel this way about it, and how long you gonna upset with Daniel about the noise of the phone make? Like, eventually you're gonna have to let it go and say,
but now let's go for the rest of the show, though. Now let's go tomorrow.
No, and that's what I said, give it. So after 8 o'clock we will let it go. You know?
After the postmortem.
After the But that, so I think that, like,
I like that. So, and that's why I was happy when I heard it this morning, because I wanted to share it so that we could ventilate the issues and to let people know, you know, you can feel these feelings, but it's to be responsible with the feelings.
Feel your feels.
Yeah, feel your feelings. Yeah.
And then handle them appropriately.
Yeah, and also encourage your children to feel it too, because I think a lot of times as adults we like to shut them down, like they're not supposed to feel that way. And you have to go sit down because you're pitney and you not have feelings. Children
they have
feelings also. So yeah, and that brings us to the end of the segment of Mic Check, and we hit the home stretch when we return right after the break. I'm going to put Brown Man outside.
Is it because Brown Man not nobody?
Yeah, I'm going to, really, yeah.